Hey guys, I don't know if anyone's even going to bother watching this, but it's literally just a test to see whether or not this little setup works. It probably doesn't. I'm trying to see whether or not I can see what's going live now. Here you go. Hey guys. Apparently I can. I don't know if anyone's even going to bother watching this, but it's literally just a test to see whether or not this little setup will... There we go, so if I mute that, it can bring me up to date, can it? No, I can't see that. Unless there's a lag, that's probably all it is, it's probably just a lag. Okay, that's fair enough. So it does work. So, idea is that you can fire any questions, chat with me while I paint, because I do tend to do a lot of painting, and it'd be fun if there's a way of talking to you guys while I'm doing it. I just take a drink of my lovely rum and coke. Has to be done. So I've been doing these are from the, let's see if I can show you it. Box is a little bit too big to get in front of the camera there. Yeah, these are from the Warhammer Horus Heresy Age of Darkness box set. These are the, I bet I can't pronounce this right. Catapracci Terminators? Catapracci Terminators. You get 10 of these in the box. I've been painting quite a few of them. Well, I've painted all 10 of them so far. But we've only got the metallic red, the gold. I've done these leathery bits that are hanging down from under the shoulder armour. I've done the base of the metalwork on the weapons and on the claws, on the ones with great big talons. Quite like them ones. And then I was in two minds as to whether or not to leave these shoulders as a metallic red or whether or not to do them cream. I decided to go through and do them cream just to break it up a bit, because it was all an awful lot of red. And one of the first things I did as well was the bases, because I always think it's easier to do them before you start on the figure than it is to do afterwards. I've also done the silver on the pipework around the back, but it's literally just the base colours so far, apart from the sashes. Sashes, leather straps, whatever you'd want to call them. Yeah, there's still a lot of detail work to do on them and bits and bats to go over. And then there's even more models in the set, and I've got tons more to be going at as we move forward as well. One that I did pick up, well, I say pick up, I sell these at the shop, I don't pick them up, I just take them off the shelf if I fancy painting them. And I brought these home the other day, which apparently have just gone. I don't know if they've gone discontinued, but they're no longer going to be supplying them to shops like me. I think they've got a few left in stock on their own website, but I won't be able to get them, which is quite annoying. And that reminds me, they're still available on my website, because I don't think I ever took them off, so I'm going to break off, well, not break off painting because I haven't started painting yet, but I'm going to take these off the website before someone buys them. Starblood. Yeah, still available on my website, even though I've already brought them home, opened the box, built them, and got them ready to paint. In fact, not only have I built them, I think, yeah, I have. I've already primed them. But yeah, up until a few seconds ago, they were still available to buy on the website. I need to get a lot more organised, don't I? It's just not good enough. Not good enough at all. Not good enough at all. So I don't know if these live videos will still show on the channel after the streaming's finished. But they either will or they won't. They either will or they won't. Right, I want to wash. Not me personally, I had a shower, but I want to wash. Not that one. Not that one. Got so many washes. I want a Seraphim Sepia. Seraphim Sepia, it's like a yellow wash. I'm sure I've got it somewhere. I think I've got the old version of it, which is called Griffon Sepia. Yes, it looks like I'm using that. What the idea of this is that it sinks into the recesses and gives it a little bit of depth. In fact, should I give that another coat of cream? What do we reckon? Yeah, there's one that I'd already given a couple of coats to, a good few coats to. That one. I think it's that one. Yeah, in fact, I'm going to sod it. I'll do the wash later. I want to give them all another coat of cream first. They've already had 3 coats of cream on the shoulder armour this evening, before I started doing this test. But it's not enough. It's not enough. It needs another one each, I think. That's the thing with this. You have to put them on in such thin coats sometimes. Otherwise it ends up lumpy. And the cream paint I'm using is a lumpy paint. Or can dry lumpy sometimes anyway. Much better. So there's no one else watching yet, which I wasn't really expecting it to, because I haven't shared this. I didn't schedule it. I kind of just decided to do it just to test and see if the setup, if you can call it a setup, if the setup would work. So the setup that I've done is like a tripod stand with a ring light on it, and in the middle of that ring light is my phone, which I'm using as the camera. And then right in front of me, which you can't see, I've got my laptop, my MacBook. And on that MacBook, I've got the stream. So I can see the video, which there is a lag. It's running about 30 seconds behind, 30 seconds behind it's running. So I dare say I'll see your, if anyone was to chat, I would probably see your comments. 20-30 seconds after you post them, in theory. In theory. But it does seem to work. I don't know if that's the normal way that everyone else does these kind of live streams. I've no idea. And yet I am just sat at the kitchen table as well. It's not like a professional setup or anything like that. And this tends to be how I paint. Not every night, but every time I paint, this tends to be how I do it. Just at the kitchen table. It's not the most comfy of chairs, so I tend to only do a few hours. And then my bum starts to get numb. And my back starts to ache. And if this isn't the usual setup, if there is an easier setup or a better setup without spending an absolute fortune, then I expect anyone else who does do live streams to get into the chat or into the comments at some point and tell me the easiest way to do it, the best way to do it, or the let's not spend £1,000 way to do it. You can see I am not a perfect painter. There's a few areas on the second piece of the shoulder armour, the under one, where I've got a little bit of this cream paint, but I will go over that afterwards when I do touch-ups with the red contrast paint. That's how I've done this. I've done this with this metallic red is actually that gold that you can see there. Painted the whole thing in that gold, and then through an airbrush I used a red contrast paint, Blood Angels Red, and because contrast paints are translucent, you can see the metallic fleck from the gold underneath it shining through that red, and that's that. It's not uber metallic, but it certainly is metallic, and I quite like doing it that way. I'm sure there's other ways to do it. But yeah, so that's what I'll do. I'll go through afterwards and touch them all up. Touch them all up. I do hope that I don't, because like I say, there is a 30-second lag and I can't see it because most of the time I'm looking at what I'm painting. I do hope I don't keep sticking the top of my head underneath the camera. And the last thing you want to be seeing is my fuzzy head with the big shiny island in the middle. I'm sure that's not what you want to see. Well, you probably don't want to see this, which is why no one's watching. a little bit too thick, but I don't think it'll really stand out. Make sure I don't do it again. Just thin down what's left of this paint on my palette. What are you doing, Zelda? What on earth are you doing? Oh, chasing a fruit fly. That's one of the cats. That's the eldest of our two cats. No, you can't see it on here. I dare say at some point we'll get photo bombed. If not tonight or another night, it'll be some point in the future. We'll get photo bombed by one of the cats. Guest appearance. Yes, chasing a fruit fly. She just went up in front of the bin, tried to catch it in front of the bin, and it set off the automatic bin lid. And for anyone that has been watching any of the videos or shorts that I've uploaded to YouTube over the last, I'll say few weeks, over the last few weeks, please don't think that all I deal in at the shop is Godzilla stuff, because it's not. I've got so much more on offer than Godzilla stuff. The reason all of the videos that I've put up have been Godzilla stuff is that I've recently bought in an absolutely immense, and I do mean immense, Godzilla collection. Now, the fella had been collecting for a good 30 years, and it shows in the stuff that he's parted with, which has been everything. And there's been some really unusual stuff. It's not the same old stuff that you always see. Oh, look, we've got some Star Wars figures. Oh, look, we've got some Marvel Legends figures. Oh, there's some DC Multiverse figures here. It's like, no, the Godzilla stuff, it's just, so much of it is Japanese import. None of it's ever, well, not none of it, but a huge portion of it has never been seen on UK shelves before. In fact, there are one or two pieces that he's convinced, and I'm very much inclined to believe, are the only ones, or the only examples in the UK. Because they were available in only very limited numbers in the first place. And the rare in Japan, and the rare in the US. And due to the size of them and the weight of them, they just didn't get imported into the UK, because the UK is such a small market. They just didn't come over here generally. And the only way that you would have got them is to have imported them yourself. And one piece alone, which is a 6 foot long piece once assembled, one of those alone cost him £400 just on the import charges when he brought it in from, I think it was a shop in New York that he ordered it from, a retailer in New York. So that, if just the import fees have cost him 400 back in 2011, I think it was. So that's 11 years ago, isn't it? Back in 2011, you can imagine if it were 400 just for the import fees, you can imagine just how much it was for the actual piece. Plus the shipping, you know, because when I say import fees, I mean the customs fees. You know, the fees they got from HMRC customs when it entered this country. So yeah, they really weren't available all over here. And I can't imagine many people, if any others at all, paid that to bring it over. So yeah, I have got a little bit excited going through this collection. It's not just Godzilla, it's other kaiju monsters, and it's King Kong, and there's even other Japanese things. I mean, I was doing some I was sorting through some Astro Boy candy toys yesterday, and they're lovely. They're really, really sweet. No pun intended at all. They're candy and sweet, but no, they're really, really charming and lovely pieces. But the vast majority of it is Godzilla. So yeah, because it's a more unusual pieces, that's why I've been uploading videos about them. I do plan on doing others, hence the one that I put up, was it a week ago, 2 weeks ago? Oh look, private dating chat girls. Right, there's something I need in the settings to keep people out like that, isn't there? Lovely. Yeah. See, this is where I need advice, isn't it, from people to tell me that I should have agreed to YouTube to block out inappropriate comments like that. But if it continues, I'll just end the stream and I'll know what to do next time. What? It's a learning curve. It's a learning curve. Right, do these need any more cuts of this cream cut, this wraith bone? I think it's pretty solid, to be honest with you now. So has no one jumped in yet to ask any questions or suggest a topic of conversation? That's because no one's watching besides myself. I'm watching myself. It's like Inception. That were a massively overrated movie, in my opinion. It wasn't a bad movie, just didn't think it was great. Special effects were spectacular. Agreed. I just don't think it was all that amazing. Not very rewatchable either. In fact, I have only ever watched it. I watched it once. I might have seen it twice. But certainly not any more than that. Let's try something. Share. See if that does anything. This is where I start getting a lot of notifications on my phone, which I can't answer or check because I'm filming. That one's fine. Next. So the general colour scheme I've gone for on these are Thousand Suns from the Horus Heresy, from 30k as it sometimes gets called. Now I'm not big on the game at all, I don't have a clue how to play it. But I have been listening to some of the audiobooks of the novel and they're really, really good. But I went for this colour scheme because I like the look of it. I don't know. I'm not doing it absolutely accurate. I can't do it absolutely accurate because the parts you get in the box don't come with all of the like the iconography and certain details that you need, and different kinds of armour that you get for the Thousand Suns. But you can do them in the colour scheme if you like. You can paint them however you want, really, and I am doing. Yeah, I thought it was quite strange because I was used to Thousand Sun. I've been seeing the boxes on the shelves at the shops and at my own shop and in other shops and seeing images online and everything. I was used to Thousand Suns being like a teal metallic blue with gold. So when I saw them that they were red, metallic red in the in 30k, I was quite surprised. I was like, oh, right, okay. And it turns out that they have to all, or at least almost all of the Space Marines have different coloured armour during the Horus Heresy and prior to the Horus Heresy than they do in 40k. I don't know if there's a reason for that, I haven't looked it up. Sad news about Kevin Conroy today. Not heartbreaking because I didn't know the man personally, like I don't know any of these celebrities. But I had actually met him once, many moons ago, at the NEC in Birmingham, and I can honestly say it was a really lovely guy. And yes, he was always my favourite interpretation of Batman. I can honestly, hand on heart, say that I'm not just saying that because he's passed today. I always thought it. And not just Batman in that series, but they got so many of the characters right. It's the epitome of Batman is the animated series, at least for me. I mean, Victor Freeze, Mr. Freeze, his character in that, it's so tragic and it plays into it so well. He had such a fantastic animation team and an outstanding writing team, brilliant voice cast. Just all aspects of it was 100% spot on. So yeah, rest in peace, everybody's favourite Batman. The best Batman. I did find it quite interesting earlier when, within an hour or two of the news breaking, that as I was going through Facebook, I would say almost every other post on my feed was someone, posting a comment of RIP and how their childhood had died and how sad they were and how heartbroken they were and everything about about his death. And bearing in mind it's only a few short weeks since the death of Queen Elizabeth II, I did notice that although her passing was very much recorded on my Facebook feed as well, but the passing of Kevin Conroy was certainly more visible than the passing of the Queen. I found that absolutely bizarre. That probably says an awful lot about myself, an awful lot about the kind of people I have on my Facebook. And that's not a good nor a bad thing. It's just an observation. Could I do any fan fictions of Godzilla? Well, hello, Wolverine 169 Logan. Could I do any fan fictions of Godzilla? Fan fictions. What do you mean, like playing with two monsters, King Kong versus Godzilla, and fighting them against each other? Is that what you mean, or do you want me to? Because I know I've done the readings, the book readings. Make up my own stories. I'm not sure if that's. I don't know if I've got the talent to do anything like that. In fact, I'm pretty sure I don't have the talent. I come up with amazing ideas. It's like, oh, this would be a brilliant moment, and this would be a brilliant moment, but fleshing it out and turning it into a story, I don't think I've got that in me. No. Interesting prospect, though. Very interesting prospect. Right, okay, so let's. So who are you anyway, Wolverine 169 Logan? Are you someone that I know? Or would you rather remain anonymous? I'll let them dry a little bit further. I'll start by putting a wash over the gums. Not that drawer, that drawer. This drawer, the wash drawer. What do I have? Not that one. I have so many. Yeah, Old Faithful. Milne oil, can't go wrong with Milne oil. Is that new? I'm sure I've got one that I've used before. Nope, no, I haven't. Message retracted. Ooh. Okay. What Warhammer paint are you using? All my paints are Citadel, the Games Workshop ones. I don't know if you are someone that knows me, but for the benefit of anyone who doesn't, I do have a shop, and I do have a range of Games Workshop products. So the Citadel paint range is one that's extremely easy for me to get my hands on, just because I stock it all already. So it's easy enough for me to stick a few quid in the till and take some pots of paint, and so I use Citadel. Which is acrylic paint, water based. I use a mixture of the contrast paints that they do and the usual bases, layers, and whatever else. They have quite a good colour range to Citadel. This is just a wash that makes its way into all the recesses. Possibly telling you something you already know, but it makes its way into all the recesses, which adds shadow and depth in a very quick and easy way. It's almost like a cheat. Oh, should I do it on there? Oh, my chainsaw as well. And afterwards, once that's dry, go over it with some highlights. You get a lot of depth in. Another one. And those other ones, I watered them down. First two washes, I watered them down because I didn't want to put it on too thick. This one I haven't watered down it. I'm not sure if it's any different. It's about the same. Very, not much thicker if at all. So I think I'll just carry on straight from the pot with that. So what have you been doing then today, Mr. Wolverine 169 Logan? Been working? Been playing video games, watching films, reading books? I've been working. Been some very long days recently. That's the thing with that Godzilla stuff, is most of it is unknown to me. Although I do quite like Godzilla. A lot of the merchandise has been unknown to me because it's Japanese release only, and it's taken a hell of a lot of research. A hell of a lot. Hours and hours and hours of it. So that's what I've been doing. Working. What have you been doing? What day is it today? Friday. Yeah, Friday. So that means yesterday, Thursday, I watched the latest episode of Andor. I'm really liking that show. I know it's getting a lot of criticism. People saying it's boring and slow, which is fine. If that's what you think, that's fine. I won't argue with you. But I'm not finding it boring. I'm not finding it slow myself. In fact, I did jokingly point it. I say jokingly. It's not that jokingly because it's actually quite accurate. I pointed out last night to someone in their live stream that we're only 10 episodes in and already we've had 2 complete story arcs. Now, I don't think that's slow at all. So the first story arc, you've got the introduction of everyone, the recruitment to a heist. Oh, there's these at the back, isn't there? Recruitment to a heist and the actual heist. That's one story arc in and of itself. And then the next story arc was the capture, imprisonment, and then prison break. Which ended this week. So I actually think that to get 2 full story acts like that in 10 episodes isn't slow at all. And for anyone who's ever watched anime, you can be talking 25 to 50 episodes for one story arc full of filler. And it can be such a bog standard story arc, like kids passing an exam, doing an exam at school, or just fighting one bad guy. So I actually think that what we've had so far has been quite good on Andor. Anyone else been watching it? Like it? Hate it? Yeah. Oop. I felt like I was losing grip of it then. Should probably get more centralised to the camera, shouldn't I? just looked up there and I see that I'm halfway off the screen. Now I've got the tripod and it's wobbling all over the place. It's probably why I was sat where I was. Oh, back. Did I do the back of that one? I did. I did do the back of that one. Nope, it's over here. I love these guys with the claws. They're just so evil. It's absolutely terrifying. Bearing in mind these would be what, 8-9 feet tall? Imagine that coming towards you on a field of battle, blood dripping off those claws from his previous victims. Yeah, that's not necessarily victims, previous opponents. Yeah, absolutely terrifying. He has no gun. You don't need no gun. You don't need a great massive heavy bolt gun or chainsaw. He doesn't need a great big sword. No. He's got these big claws and he'll just shred you to pieces. A bit like Wolverine. So if you could just say whether or not the sound is coming through okay, or what you think of the picture quality, then at least that's some kind of feedback that I could get anyone who's watching now or in the future to mention it in the comments. That'd be brilliant, because like I said, like it says in the title, this is a test. This is a live test. It's the first one that I've done. And feedback is a wonderful thing. It tells me where I'm going wrong, where I'm going right. Where I'm going right, I can keep doing that. And where I'm going wrong, I can try and fix it. Can't always fix it, but I can try to. So all the previous videos I've done, I've been pre-recorded, so I've done them with my headphones on, using the microphones that's built into them. Whereas at the moment, I'm not wearing any microphone. I'm just talking beside the camera, beside the phone. Did I get that bit on the last one of these? I realise I've done it again. I've moved away from the camera. Maybe I'd be better off doing it at a slightly more tilted angle and zoom it in a bit, because I'm just automatically moving over here. See, giving myself feedback. Oh, a little bit of silver there. Right, where's the other one of those? There. Yeah, I did miss it. Got it now. Okay, so they've all been washed. Well, they've had a non-oil wash. The next one is going to be that Griffon Sepia over the shoulder pads. Pads? Shoulder pads? They're not shoulder pads, are they at all? Shoulder armour. probably a name for them, not pauldrons. Pauldrons are there to, well, I think they're there to denote rank, aren't they? I think. I could be wrong. Can't think of any other purpose for a pauldron. Well, I've lost my my viewer. I'm obviously not that entertaining. Although that's not the point of tonight, is it? Right, let's see how this works. I'll just have a quick look at the colour first. Brown, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Let's see how much it ruins the work I've done so far. Ooh, blob. Yeah, I quite like that. Just giving it a faded or tea-stained kind of look. I quite like that. And then I'll highlight it afterwards with some of this, just around the edges. Yeah. Yep, that works for me. That floats my boat. That tickles my fancy. Yep, that works. Next. Yeah. So, next things I've got to paint after these. There's the Diachasm Star Bloodstalkers, lizard guys. I don't know if you can see them, I think you can. Which quite like these, seem to be full of character. So they're them, it's like a tribe of lizards. I have, because I also do Tyranids. Where's my box? Where's my box? Here's my box. My box of delights. Ignore those, they're not mine. They're what my daughter's painted. That's not an excuse I'm using. I've never painted those models. These are mine. These are some of my favourites. I love these. I love how these turned out. Because I like Tyranids. They're just so nasty and vicious, and you can't even call them evil because they're just like parasites, they're creatures, they do what they want to do. Cats, they're fighting. I've got these to finish. Eventually I want these to have stripes like these ones, but I don't want them all to be the same colour, I want them all to be different. There's even more Tyranids that have only been primed so far. That's that box done with. Wibble wobble like them. There's these, which lizard folk. So yeah, there's that. Maybe I've got a thing for lizards. I don't know. Maybe so. There's those D&D ones. There's these Tyranids gargoyles. Cross between a Batman and alien. I've got these Disciples of Zangor Enlightened. I have no idea how you pronounce that. Zangor Enlightened. They look really cool. Whether or not they look like that once I've painted them is another matter, but they look cool in the box. So there's those. There's these Tyranid Hive Guards, 3 of them in there. Build them up differently as well. Tyrant Guard, Hive Guard, Tyrant Guard. And even that you can build differently because look, you can have claws instead of sides. You can have swords. So there's options in that box. So if anyone wants to go in the comments and decide what I paint next, I can do. Hello there, Excelsior's Domain. Yeah, testing. Hello. Another one I've got, I won't be painting anytime soon, is the Horus Heresy. Horus himself. That's a beast of a miniature, is that one? So how are you? 07? 07, what does 07 mean? I'm lost there. Yeah, that's the figure itself in there. Look at him in comparison to one of these guys. It's almost twice the size of one of those. This model alone cost me £79 at Warhammer World a couple of months ago, and I am not going to be doing that until I feel I'm up to spec. And so far, I'm not terrible, but I don't think I'm good enough to do an £80 model. 07 is not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy. 07 is an elite style salute, as in the computer game. What computer game? Is 07 the computer game? No, 07 is an elite style salute. Okay, you might have to explain that. The Elite is the computer game. Okay. On what system was that? Is that Spectrum? Amiga 500? These days it's Elite Dangerous. I'm lost. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. What that's... I don't know the game anyway. Every system ever from BBC. Oh right, okay. So it's not a game. You said as in the computer game, so I assumed it was a specific game. I should have known with you, shouldn't I? I should have known. Should have known. How's that Bird of Prey getting on? I did see your video. It looks pretty good, doesn't it? And after seeing Mark's video last night, are you tempted to get the Playmobil one? It's lurking above all my Eagle Moss models. I could just imagine it. How's the sound coming through? You can be my test guy. Yes, that Playmobil is so expensive. It is. I think Playmobil is... Lego is damned expensive. Playmobil, for me, seems to be even more expensive still. I don't know why, but I just feel like it is. Lego's one of those things that's always been expensive, and I know Playmobil has been too, but I just think that now it's like 50 quid for one of those James Bond cars or the Kit Knight Rider cars. I think 50 quid for one of those is ridiculous. Camera is wobbling mildly even, yes. Yeah, I know. I think, let me just try something, because I think the tripod is lent ever so slightly touching the table, so as I'm leaning on the table, it's knocking the tripod, isn't it? That might resolve that until I whack it with my elbow. Let's see how that goes. So camera's wobbling. Hopefully we've resolved that one now, and I've learnt that for the future. Everything else okay. See, now I feel like I need to be over here again. I've moved again, haven't I? Let me try to move my chair around a little bit. Probably do with a better setup. I know I could do with a better setup, but tough. This is all I've got right now. And I've put off. Close up is tricky, my webcam struggles. You do it as well, do you? Okay. So I'm not using a webcam. I'm using my phone on a tripod. It's one of those tripods that's got the ring light built in it. I think it's designed for people that do makeup videos. But I thought I'd give it a try. I've put far too much on there. Ooh, hair. Yeah, I thought I'd give it a try, because I don't want to spend an absolute fortune on this, on doing videos. Not until I know it's worthwhile. When I did my Starbird base walk around, I used my mobile, and that was pretty good actually. Yeah, mobile seems to work fine. But any videos I've done in the past, I've had headphones on, and I've used the microphone from those headphones. I've been using my, this is where I get all snobby and snooty, I've been using my AirPod Maxes, and they do the job really, really well. But I don't know how the sound's coming through on this, because this is just going straight through the microphone on the phone. And just so we're not getting an echo, I've had to turn the feed down on mute. I like Warhammer 40k as a concept, but my painting skills, no chance. Like the games. See, I've never played the games. I've never played the games at all. I'm more into the painting. So maybe what we should do is you buy miniatures off me, pay me to paint them, and then I can watch you play with them. We both win. It's good for headphones then. I tend to link it directly into my PC because I can use a desktop microphone. Snowball, okay. No, I play the computer games. Don't know. I know which one you mean. Yeah, I've never played it. Never played it, but I do know which one you mean. I've seen it on shelves. At least I think I've seen it on shelves. See, now I don't think I had enough on there then. This is what I put too much on. Yeah, too much. There we go. So how have you been recently anyway? Intro's awesome. It's been years since I played it. Yeah, well, it seems to be ages since I played any games. I got really hooked with Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Nintendo Switch, and I played that for months and months and months and months. I'm talking nearly a year kind of months. And it got me back into Zelda big time, and I've spent an absolute fortune on it ever since. And I also got into very, very different Forza Horizon 3, 4 and 5 on the Xbox Series S. Yes, it's like watching paint dry. Yes. Well, you're not watching it dry. I'm watching it dry. How you doing? Yeah, not bad. Had the lad with me for a couple of weeks and down to Wales tomorrow, being a bit crazy on Starbird stuff. About to upload a huge slideshow. Oh, I'll have to keep my eyes open for that then. See how it goes. See what you've been up to. Well, you saw the some of the Godzilla stuff last time you called in. Since then, there's been another 2 or 3 carloads, well, probably 3 or 4 carloads full, including a big pinball machine, which I'm sure it'll still be there next time you come over, and you'll have to have a go on that. I recall, but is it moving? Is what moving? The Godzilla stuff? Some of it is. There's an awful lot of it. Is that where is it set? No, it's not sale or return. It's a collection that I bought. It was quite sad actually. The guy's been collecting it for 30 odd years, and he's got into a situation where for 3 very good reasons he's had to sell: emotional reasons, financial reasons, and space reasons. So yeah, he's had to part with it. So he's absolutely heartbreaking, and I really have felt for the guy. But no, it's not on sale or return. It's mine now until it sells. Have you found a Godzilla butt plug yet? I told you, anything's a butt plug if you're brave enough. I hope I didn't sound too joyful when I actually said that out loud. When I said that out loud, I had the image of you making sick in your mouth like you said on the post, and that's why I was really happy when I said that out loud. Yeah, emotional reasons. The reasons being that he collected the whole collection with his ex-wife, and she's left him, but I don't know the reasons why she's left him. But every time he looks at a piece, he's got memories of being with the ex-wife, and now that he's got his new, I say new girlfriend, they've been together at least 3 years that I know about. Now that she's living with him, he said it just feels wrong and bad seeing everything and having these memories, fond memories, every time he looks at them. When it's memories of his ex. So I can see where he's coming from. I don't think you get into a job like mine unless you're at least a little bit materialistic. So because I'm quite materialistic, I don't care about stuff like that. I've still got things that my ex bought me as gifts and they're not going anywhere. I don't care. I think it's going to be a hard time for people needing money in this environment. Such a commitment to have to let go of. Yeah, no, definitely. I completely agree with you there. Opposite for me, my collecting restarted post separation. Yeah, you find you get a sense of freedom when no one's there to say, "Don't be stupid," or "No, you can't have that." It's like, oh, you don't. You are your own conscience, your own Jiminy Cricket. And if there's no one there to say, you don't need that, don't buy that, we can't afford that, then you just end up buying it, don't you? Emotional damage. Yeah, something like that. You know, I only saw that clip for the first time about a month ago, the emotional damage one. I've seen people using that phrase so many times online, and I never knew where it was from. I still don't know where it's from, but I did see the clip. Someone posted it as a clip on something a while back, and I'm like, oh, I get what they're all going on about now. Let's get rid of some of that. Indeedy. Indeedy. They have to ruin everything. They have to ruin everything. What is it they've ruined? What did they ruin? Exes? The full skit is funny as hell. I'll have to look it up and watch it. One day when I'm not painting miniatures or trying to sell toys. How's life for you then? Pikachu. I won't say names just in case people don't want their names sharing. It's probably for the best, isn't it? I'm listening, just sorting my upload out. I do love my wired connection. I thought it said weird connection for a minute then. I have a weird connection with a lot of people I know. No, wired connection. Yeah. Does it work faster wired? Or is it faster? I suppose it's more reliable wired, isn't it? much faster. That ignores walls, which was the problem with Wi-Fi. Yeah, that's fair enough. Pikachu is my name. Well, technically it's Pikachu. Oh, dear me. People keep pronouncing it wrong. Dear me. Dear me. Yeah, you got a little chuckle for that one. A little chuckle. I don't know if I'd benefit from a wired connection. Is the video actually playing okay for everyone? For everyone? There's two of you. Is the video actually playing okay for you? I mean, the whole point of the test is to get an idea of how it's going. And that it is a test. Has the wobble stopped? Has the wobble stopped? That sounds like it could mean something else. Right. Okay. How's the that's right. So now we can do a little bit of. Let's try. Where's the bulk? There it is. You know, I still go by old names for paints. I was going to go for my bolt gun metal, but it's not bolt gun, it's lead belch now. Same colour, or very close. Yeah, 5x5, excellent. Nicely widescreen, yes, more stable. Focus is maybe a touch off. Is it now? Ah, okay. Do you think that's because it's auto-focusing on my hands and then to the model? Okay, interesting. Blah, 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 blah. Right, this is where I try something, screw up majorly, and then end up having to go back and start again. It may well have been Be alien-esque and look for movement and lock onto that. Is there a macro setting at all? Oh, now you're getting technical. Oh, I don't know. Is there? And if there is, can you use it when it's going through the? I'm using the YouTube live stream app. Apparently, there are other ways to stream. Oh, I can't see anything on there. Let me see. I don't know. I've been going 77 minutes. 77 minutes. I've been rambling to myself for 77 minutes. 76 minutes. No, 77 minutes. Oh, Jesus. Are we allowed to blaspheme? That's for you. I don't know if that's making the blind bit of difference. Yeah, I know, yeah, the flower symbol. Yeah, I know what the macro is, but yeah, that's not showing up on this. But I don't know if that's because I'm using my phone. I don't know if that's because I'm going through the YouTube live stream thing with its settings. But yeah, there's no flower symbol on there. When I touched the screen, just see if anything came up, there was nothing. Unless it's something that comes up before you start, before you go live. I don't know. Learning curve. A lot to learn. Obviously, that's one more thing. I'm only going over it lightly because I'm going to go over it with a brighter, not too bright, but a brighter silver to do highlights at a later date. Not too much for later, it'll probably be tomorrow. Tomorrow, Saturday. No plans for tomorrow. Yeah, I'll probably be doing it tomorrow. Yeah. Another one there. And when I do another live stream, I will actually promote it. Say promote it. I'll actually mention it on my Facebook. I'll schedule it on here so that all of my whopping 77 subscribe, all 77 of them, will see beforehand that it's going to happen. The whole point of the test is just to find out if it works. And it seems to be doing. It seems to be doing. Maybe I'll prep a few topics to actually talk about. I think someone actually tuned in, to be fair. I weren't expecting anyone. Last one. There we are. So next time I'm going to be doing the details on the faces. I think details on the faces, the highlighting on the claws, the guns, the swords, the... Let's just say weapons. It covers it all, doesn't it? And then there's a couple of these bald guys. They're not bald guys, no. There's a couple of these guys that aren't bald that have a little tuft of hair. So I'll probably do the tuft of hair as well. And I might make a start on those augment parts inside there on the face. Oh, only 12:30. No, 12:30. 11:30. 12. I think that'll probably do me for tonight, to be fair. Gone now. Right, well, thank you for tuning in. Join us next time for another episode of Fun and Frolics with our paints and paintbrushes. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for the feedback. Hopefully you found it to be some level of entertainment and not an absolute waste of time. And see you again next time. Good night, my lovelies. Good night. Oh, what? Now I need to remember how to do jumps to different bits of the video. Yes. Well, good luck with it. Good night.